नमस्ते बिटिया, सदा खुश रहो। I am JVN Dr. Alka Jain, MD in Homeopathy, Associate Professor and HOD in the Department of Community Medicine, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. So, in previous lectures, I have told about the epidemiology, the historical perspective, and the pathogenesis of rabies. Now, in continuation of previous lecture, I will discuss about the clinical features of rabies in this lecture. First of all, just a revision about previous lectures that rabies is a very fatal disease and it is caused by a Lisa virus type 1 and it is caused by the bite of a rabid dog and mainly the reservoir of infection is the dogs and in some countries it may be foxes, raccoons, skunks or bats. And the all warm-blooded animals are susceptible to rabies. And the infective material for rabies is saliva. And the less infectious material are other body fluids like serum, urine, and milk. And in among the human cases, the saliva, sweat, semen, and tears contain the viruses, but for all practical purposes, they do not constitute as highly infective material because the virus are not in much or optimum number to infect other human beings. Thus, a human case is only potentially infectious others. Now, the period of infectivity is very, the rabbit animal is infectious to others during the last 3 to 5 days of incubation period and also during the entire period of illness and which is about the 8 to 10 days. So the total period of infectivity is about 12 to 15 days. Now the all warm blooded animals and human beings are susceptible for rabies. And the mode of transmission is by the lick of the bite of a rabid animals. From the wild animals, it is transmitted to domestic animals and human beings accidentally. And the disease is not transmitted from person to person because the person suffering from this disease will not have biting tendency and the saliva also doesn't contain the virus in optimum number. Therefore, rabies in man is dead end infections. If we talk about the incubation period of rabies, so it is a very variable period. It may be from 3 weeks to 3 months, but in some cases, it has observed that it may be from 15 days to 1 year. And many factors are responsible for this variable incubation periods. Among these are site of the bite. If nearer the site of the bite is to CNS, shorter the incubation period. The next one is severity of the bite. If more severe the bite, shorter the incubation period. And species of the biting animal, biting by the wild animals will have short incubation period rather than those of domestic animals. And the next factor is richness of the nerve supply. Bites over the highly innervated areas like perineum, palms, and fingers will have a short incubation period. And the next factor which is responsible for variable incubation period is amount of saliva deposited. More the quantity of saliva deposited uh, over the wound, shorter will be the incubation period. And protection through clothes. Bites through clothes will have long incubation period than bites over bare skins. So these are the factors which are responsible for the long incubation period and which may vary from 5 days to 15 days to 1 year. Now come to the clinical manifestations. So mainly the prodromal symptoms are fever, malaise, headache, vomiting, anxiety, agitations, pain, and paresthesia at the site of exposure. More than in 50 to 80% cases, these symptoms appear. Now the second type, the types of rabies may be classified into encephalitic rabies. The or it may be uh, featured as a in encephalitic rabies. There is a fever, confusion, hallucinations, combativeness, seizures, autonomic dysfunctions. In autonomic dysfunctions, there is hypersalivation, goose flash, cardiac arrhythmias, and priapism. Hydrophobia is very characteristic of pathognomonic feature of rabies, and aerophobia. There are cases where in some patients you may find the aerophobia, fear of air, and the late complications are cardiac failure, respiratory failure, multi-organ failure. Now, in this picture, there is a curious pictures of a rabies in which patient is afraid of seeing of water. This is hydrophobia. The presents as a atypical encephalitis with relatively preservation of consciousness, episodes of hyperexcitability followed by complete lucidity. As disease progress, interval between them is shortens. Progress rapidly and coma followed with a day by death is the rule unless course prolonged by supporting measures. And difficult to recognize late in clinical course when progression to coma has occurred. And the first one is encephalitic, and the second is paralytic rabies. And this type of rabies, muscle weakness predominates. Early and prominent flaccid muscle weakness, often in bitten extremities, and spreading to produce quadriparesis and facial weakness. Sphincter involvement common, and sensory involvement wild. Lacks cardinal features like hyperexcitability, hydrophobia, and aerophobia. These features are mainly present in encephalitic phase, but they are very lacks to appear in paralytic rabies. So, in a table form, you can understand very well. Here, incubation period 20 to 90 days, very long incubation period, and the symptoms and signs, nothing will appear in incubation period. In prodromal symptoms, 2 to 10 days, fever, malaise, anorexia, nausea, vomiting, paresthesia, मतलब कि हाइपर एनेस्थीसिया बहुत ज़्यादा फील होता है उसको स्किन के अंदर, सेंसिटिविटी बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाती है, पेन और प्यूराइटिस एट द वुंड साइट्स. In acute neurological disease, mainly encephalitic, जो कि 80% केसेस में encephalitic टाइप ऑफ रेबीज होता है, और इन 20% केसेस में पैरालिटिक टाइप ऑफ रेबीज होता है. एंसेफेलाइटिक टाइप ऑफ रेबीज का जो इंक्यूबेशन टिपिकल होता है वो 2 to 7 डेज का सॉरी, इसका जो क्लिनिकल फीचर्स जो होते हैं वो मेनली रहते हैं 2 से 7 दिन तक रहते हैं. और इस दौरान पेशेंट्स को क्या क्या फील हो सकता है? एंजाइटी, एजिटेशन, हाइपर एक्टिविटी, डिजायर बिहेवियर, हेलुसिनेशंस, ऑटोनोमिक डिसफंक्शंस एंड हाइड्रोफोबिया. और जो पैरालिटिक वाले जो केसेस होते हैं उनमें क्या होगा? फ्लैसिड पैरालिसिस इन लिम्स, प्रोग्रेसिंग टू क्वाड्रिपैरेसिस विद फेशियल पैरालिसिस. मतलब कि जस्ट अपोजिट सिम्टम्स होते हैं दोनों के अंदर. एक के अंदर हाइपर एक्साइटेबिलिटी होती है और एक के अंदर बिल्कुल पैरालिटिक स्टेज होती है. एक के अंदर हाइड्रोफोबिया होता है और पैरालिटिक फेज में अपने को हाइड्रोफोबिया रेयरली देखने को मिलता है. कॉमा और डेथ आफ्टर 14 डेज. तो डेथ इज ए रूल इन ए केस ऑफ रेबीज. Now, next is investigations. The CSF, cerebrospinal fluid analysis. In this mild what we will find there is mild mononuclear cell pleocytosis with mildly elevated protein. And second is severe pleocytosis, more than 1000 WBC per ml, unusual, and search alternate diagnosis. Rabies virus specific antibodies in CSF suggest rabies encephalitis regardless of immunization status. Reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction amplification test. and it is highly sensitive and specific in rabies virus detections in fresh saliva, skin, CSF, and brain tissues. And the next test is direct fluorescent antibody testings. In this test, highly sensitive and specific in testing rabies virus antibodies conjugated to fluorescent dyes, quickly performed and applied to skin biopsies and brain. Then the next test investigation is skin biopsy, and the skin biopsy, it is obtained from the nape of neck, and the demonstration of virus in cutaneous nerves at the base of hair follicles, and corneal impressive smears. In this, it is a very low diagnostic indication, and the next one is MRI and EEG. Now, these are the differential diagnoses about rabies. The first one is Guillain-Barré syndromes. In short, you can say it is GBS, and so sometimes rabies can resemble about from paralytic rabies, meaning GBS. नॉट एंसेफेलाइटिक टाइप ऑफ, बिकॉज एंसेफेलाइटिक में तो बहुत हाइपर स्टेश होता है, हाइपर एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी होती है, बट जो दूसरा टाइप होता है पैरालिटिक, वो मिमिक कर सकता है गुलिन-बारे सिंड्रोम से, गुलिन-बारे सिंड्रोम से. इसमें क्या होगा, फीवर, ब्लैडर डिसफंक्शन, सीएसएफ, प्लियोसाइटोसिस, फीवर, रेबीज. इस तरीके से इसको डिफरेंशिएट किया जा सकता है जीबीएस से. दूसरा होता है रेबीज हिस्टीरिया. इट इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय शॉर्टर इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड, इनएबिलिटी टू कम्युनिकेट, एग्रेसिव बिहेवियर, लॉन्ग कोर्स विथ रिकवरी. नेक्स्ट जो डिफरेंशियल डायग्नोसिस कर सकते हैं वो एलर्जिक एंसेफेलोमाइलाइटिस से, और इसमें मेनली हिस्ट्री ऑफ रेबीज वैक्सीन अपने को पूछना पड़ेगा कि इसकी वजह से, तो रेबीज वैक्सीन की वजह से भी कई बार एलर्जिक एंसेफेलोमाइलाइटिस हो सकता है. नेक्स्ट इज टिटनेस, प्रेजेंस ऑफ हाइड्रोफोबिया, एरोफोबिया एंड फेवर रेबीज, बट in tetanus these symptoms are not present. In case of poliomyelitis, an acute onset of flaccid paralysis, one or more limbs with decreased absent tendon reflexes and without sensory or cognitive loss are present in poliomyelitis. Now, as all of you know, rabies, if once rabies develops, means if once a sign and symptoms appears after, or you can say once virus, Lisa virus enters in the nervous system of a human being, in a case, then no one can save him or her. Only symptomatic treatment can prolong the life for few days, but death is a rule. So in treatment part, there is no established treatment. Isolation in quiet room, as bright light, noise, cold, draughts, precipitates, spasm and convulsions. And sedatives are given to relieve anxiety. Hydration must be kept properly, because as in the case of a rabies, there is hydrophobia and the patient is unable to drink water, as it the sight or sound of a water can produce hyperexcitability or convulsions. So in these cases, hydration should be kept properly. Intensive respiratory and cardiac support must be given. So this is all about the clinical features and treatment of rabies. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. And girls, if you have any queries related to these topics, please mention in the comment box. Thank you so much.